Why not? Funny, right? Gotta show you everything in my pockets. Why not? That's loose change. All right? Yeah, what it is, friends, 50 shekels to Broam. So we're gonna stretch today. I'm gonna do a couple stretches. I don't talk about anatomy much, but so I wanted to do a video about drafting design. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I'll try. So I'm gonna do some stretches first, and then maybe I'll do another video about drafting design. I don't really feel like I do enough art classes. That was kind of the whole scam. I think, you know, members of my community viciously try to attack me just for art classes. That's kind of stupid. Like, if you guys can actually learn how to draw, you make good money at art. You know, you really love it too. You'll love every second. You know, I have like a notebook. I use a laptop. I have a tablet. Sometimes I use my phone on the fucking train to make art. Whatever I got, you know. So, but imagine if you could use like the best cloud technology at Pixar and still not get paid in DreamWorks. That's awful. That's like a sadistic joke about intelligence. Anyway, people want emotional resonance channel. They don't want you to go to the bank and just take out millions of dollars. They want to see if someone wants to marry you that day. Is someone really thinking that, you know, there's a better story than just money? But I feel like these people don't come around, and there's like extortion cults in Hollywood over pretty women and their resumes. And I've had my children taken away from me, you know. They'll rape you, mug you right where you're at, and just throw your ass on the fucking floor. Sometimes if you're lucky, they won't shoot you after they drug you and rape you for sex and your sperm. That's what it is. I talked about that last video. Disgusting. Anyway, I had to put this shit in perspective. Don't let anyone hide from you the harsher, mirror realities of life. It looks like abuse is structural now. They choose who gets a master's, who doesn't, who's qualified for work, who's not. How am I going to get shot in 2 different colleges? Right? Still end up working at Capcom and not getting paid. I mean, it's to the point they'll just give you the game company and say, you figure out your own fucking payroll. They'd rather see games get made and everyone's emotions get better and me figure out banking somehow else. Anyway, I'm just glad. There have been women in my life that have helped me. They've said good things. They just say when the violence gets so high and torture and extortion is rampant, they really can't stay around. So they come for the right moments, they convey the right emotions, and they, you know, they get, you know, a better sort of resolution as to, you know, where they're at and what they're going to do. But I've seen women criminalize me for things like, you know, children that they raped me for, and I thought that's insane. They never had a real story. They just mnemonically chowdered and cackled their whole fucking life. It's really sad, and it's hard to tell how many lies people tell sometimes. It's hard to really see it, you know. So I'm going to put it in perspective for you, right? I wanted to talk about time travel and events. That's a big deal, because you guys might be in a world, let me put it closer, maybe the microphone works better. You might be in a world where they'll artificially generate your reality based on things like star charts or like you know, properties of demigods. They know that certain adults, based on their zodiac and their sort of behavioral projection of life and love, they only do certain things in a certain way, you know, or that you have certain tendencies. So when they know what your behavioral attitudes are about how you act, they're going to basically falsely create a reality that complements your woes. And your woes is just the fact that some parts of life are too trusting, some parts of your life are too vagrant. So they'll either push you too far one way, so you to destroy yourself in that direction, or if you're too limited and too inhibited in terms of your ability to, you know, kind of break the rules, right, to break out of bad situations, they'll keep you broke and stupid to make money. And that's kind of what's sad about it. Some people do really well financially, but when things fall apart around you, you don't want people to take advantage of your intelligence. That's what it is, right? So, and you don't want them to hurt you and end your life for the wrong reasons. And people sometimes die, no one ever sees them do better. And that's what's sad about it. So we got to be ready to take care of our tribe, you know, and the people that you care about. But the sad thing is, like, when people are waging a war around you with nothing but bank accounts and numbers, that's really sad. You know, they're actually keeping people sick and poisoned. You know, I actually really worked on the Matrix trilogy. I joked about how I wanted things to be different. I'm not the only one. There are other directors. It's probably one of my professors quietly sat in the lab sometimes. He worked with me to make movies. He just said, you know, stick to the realm of the righteous. You know, make sure emotions make sense. You know, that's what's weird about tech. You can't resolve everything, but you feel better when the work is done. I know that's weird. It's like a positive adrenaline release of absorbing your own ki energy from the cloud and knowing that you did right. And that's weird. You can't describe that to people. It happened many times. I've had that sort of billowing, wonderful, energetic bubbling of energy where I knew that my work was completed and I reached the realm of the righteous. So be ready to do good, okay? Give me a second. Wait right here. I'm not even going to pause the video. Just give me like 10 seconds. I got to get a Nag Champa, an incense stick. we go. Gotcha. Yeah, boy. Ooh. So, I talked about Scientology last video. That's a strange subject, right? But some of the stuff that's happening in scientifically in Scientology actually does happen. It's just that when you guys abuse those terms and those corporations really to make money and keep people broke and sick, that's really bad, right? NASA's just a satellite industry and the rocket industry. We don't really need violent rockets. They're not effective. I talked about blimp high, blimp low. I wanted to write that book and work on it. It's just about how you can charge a magnetic chamber and it'll have, you know, strange properties, even like helium or a blimp. It's just a blimp, basically. But there's better types. They're not wasteful energetic. I don't want NASA to sell you a bad lie. They're always recruiting people. They'll shoot you in a job, shoot you out. The biggest companies make so much fucking money, man. I think there's actually a couple cell phone companies that owe me mad ducats. And my father basically owns Motorola. I actually work in Android, and I do software and I do UI. I've always been doing UI. I try to make things look beautiful with design. But I'm a heterosexual man. I like my own epithet about what art and design is. That's why, like, other dads in America, they trust me. So I'm saying, you guys just don't need fucking a race war. You need, you know, just cool fucking dads that do fun shit. Most of you work all week. You want fun things to do on the weekend, right? A lot of the shit you do during the week, I hate to say it, robotics, AI, and aliens, they'll do that. They'll take that job over, right? But they're not going to come up from my spaceship and take your job. Hypothetically or real. What are we talking about? I don't have to prove that. All right, shut up. Next subject. So, robotics and logistics and cloud development. Think of it this way: UPS man will bring you your package. Right? There's a lot of software that helps him get that job done, and he gets paid. You know, planes deliver it, pilots. There's a lot of integration. So I'm not that mad at you guys. Okay? I was in a car cult. So I'm gonna end this sort of part of like my own personal rant, and I'm gonna go back to sort of spiritual work now, because I had to put a couple metallurgical things in perspective. Okay? Robotics, AI, logistics are beautiful. Watch the movie Donnie Darko. We worked in that movie, right? A lot of those old crews, I love those guys, but like some of them got sick, and they made them turn on us and turn on each other. It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. That's why I'm glad I stayed in New York, and we sent everything from visual effects and scripts and movies to the West Coast, because I don't think those guys would have done as well if we didn't have a natural culture. They're looking to isolate one part of the country and turn it into a nuclear zone, you know, or like a quarantine. Pfft, come on, man. People are fucking chilling. This guy's fucking playing soccer in this park. Ain't no COVID shit. All right, fuck out of here. Let me light this incense. I gotta purge my anger. So, I'm about to do some yoga now. We're going to talk about spirituality, okay? Because I think you think that anger is a problem. No, no, no. Anger is frankness, friends. Right? One of the good lessons of the old Buddha, from Hermann Hesse's book, Siddhartha. Read that book. He talked about beware of too much cleverness. You guys will trick yourselves into guilt and abuse. You see? You gotta let it run for a little while and it lights up. There we go. Put it right here. I want to see it on the screen a little. I don't need to see it. It's fine. You know it's out here, right? So we're going to accept healthy relationships, right? We're going to accept healthy relationships because I know it seems weird, but you know, you don't really want to rely on a racial narrative to see who rules politics, commerce, business, health, education, and even science, because, you know, I've got attacked by members of my tribe. I've seen members of my tribe move to sublime power. I've got attacked by members of other tribes, Caucasian, Jewish. Even I went to a Muslim temple, they shot me. Hindus actually shot me, which is sad. There was a big polarity problem in Hinduism about me and continuity. I think some of my mother and my grandfather have a little bit of Hindu and Turkish blood. I mean, anyone in the Orient, Middle East, Asia, I hate to say you guys are fighting each other too much, but I have to take responsibility for that. I got a big confession to make, okay? So I was on YouTube one day. What time is it? I'm 9 minutes in this video, all right? All right, let's get it done. By the way, it's July 29th, 2020, 4:17 p.m., all right? All right. So I was basically, you know, on YouTube, which is a website I work with. You know, I post games there. A lot of the shit I design ends up on YouTube. YouTube is sublimely great. It's just the best thing. It's just, when you deal with violence every day, I actually have no money. I have a cash app with no ducats. And you know, so it's like, don't even make it seem like y'all paying us to make ducats. You guys actually should be doing well in this monetization economy. For some of us, you don't want us to make money, because you feel like if New York leaves, and like one of the best DJs on the radio leaves, commerce is not so good. There's like a lot of banking fallouts. You guys can't abuse patents, and you can't abuse commerce. Sometimes I can only go to court once or twice because there's so much violence around me, right? I got shot in the court. I got shot leaving, right? Then you guys go places, you try to make a lot of fake money off a lot of fake contacts, off of shit you can't infer off of biotech developers, right? I got to hold it solid for mine. There's no reason for DJs to go broke for y'all. Y'all fucking mine our intelligence endlessly on the net. So stop that shit, all right? Fuck out of here. All right? Let me explain what it is. So look, I got some water here, all right? So look, when it's criminal extortion like this and the police come by multiple times, I think I had the cops in that fucking Kew Garden spot 5 fucking times they came here, never with a real story. They want to fucking bring you to hospitals, suck your dick dry of sperm, you know, have some fucking diplomat or dilettante monarch in another country have your baby and fucking shoot you in the head and hope you die there. That stunt is so fucking played. A woman tried that shit twice, right? In the same fucking place. So y'all ridiculous, right? This COVID shit is fake. There's a lot of you weren't walking around with nurse outfits. There's not enough hospitals in this region for that number of nurses, right? Now there's all these clinics. Come on now. Come on. All right? So stop it. This is all structural scamming, okay? So like I talked about, there's large structural bank accounts. You know, notice how Rumsfeld talking about, oh, $1 trillion is missing, another $1 trillion is missing. Y'all don't count on money, right? The first page of the Constitution talks about how y'all don't really fuck with Indians and Moors. We have our different structure to our economy and our ecology. That's fine. You know what? Hip-hop made a lot of money, and there's no such thing as forcing us to use your currency or your social systems, right? You prove that you don't even really fuck with the dollar. You'll cancel it as soon as you don't like us, right? The internet makes central banking look stupid. You just keep nations isolated in a fucking free press or journalism loophole, and you tell them what to believe, and you control every dollar they make. How are people working on television stations I invested in? They get checks and they keep me broke. It's so stupid. My own professor said, make sure people that work for you get paid, because it's not a question of your ego. It's about the fact that the economy has to continue, right? So if someone cuts a deal with you, they make an album, a film, TV show, everybody my age should be working with me, right? There's no reason for adults right now that haven't proven their skills to keep working, right? That's why Adobe hurt us real bad, right? That's supposed to be a safe company. We're supposed to do business. I walk into some of these software firms, they'll shoot me at the fucking door, son. That shit actually has happened. It's disgusting, right? And you know we won awards for holding it down. So stop that shit. That shit is fucking vampiric. They'll destroy your tribes with that. Nations sink their environmental rating, right? So everything has to be environmental rating now. Nobody cares about how rich or expensive you are. You could sell $100 million in sweaters. You didn't buy nothing that mattered. You didn't fix anything, right? You didn't fix anything. We want clean energy. We want end pollution, right? That's why DNA Kendrick Lamar is a bankruptcy, right? Y'all love beats. You love development. You love subject matter. It's a lie to you. Once money has to be spent and made and developed, people don't do so well. So that's what I'm saying. We gotta get back to the realm of the real, right? I don't want you guys to feel selfish, but a lot of the budget car companies, y'all get too hype over that, right? Of course, Toyota's cool. It's a legendary company in Japan. So much money was made. I can't touch Toyota's money, right? It's disgusting. So what the fuck is Toyota now? Now you're saying, well, if we pay Malik, we can't even get this extra shit. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of Dungeons and Dragons now with corporations. The same way we built companies and treaties got messed up, we're going to start losing things because you guys admit that you're going to scam directors and artists, right? So things are going to fall apart. Certain things that were put in place to keep America safe, secure, so that commerce will continue, those things are going to get repealed, right? Because you guys don't really feel like value makes sense. You don't really feel like value makes sense. Because you can't steal a legendary Versace jacket. But maybe a couple of those have to be made every year. You steal when you ruin your shit, because people don't want you around. And even those artists don't get paid, right? You guys make fun of Haitian artists that are Cuban and Creole, and you don't fuck with us. Right? Right? That's the reason why we moved to value, because I can't scam my way through life. There's not enough people making real shit, right? So that's where things get fucked up, okay? Give me a second. You can't scam your way through life, because there's too much demand for value. I'm going to put this in perspective. Okay, the global economy is on average, in terms of what, you know, central banks report, it's about $115, $118 trillion a year. That's how much money you guys actually report you spend on actual shit you paid for all across the world, valued in US dollars, right? I'm sure you all have different currencies, you go to different places to buy things. But in terms of the global economy, the global GDP, it's maybe 118 trillion, right? All that shit at some point has to be structured by everything from designers to corporations to banks. So you know what it is? The designers at the top, y'all heard us real bad, because those of us with biotech, we can mass produce skills. In fact, not mass produce, we can highly refine things. So you know what I'm gonna put in perspective for you guys? I'm gonna say what it was. I think I kind of messed my story up. I was talking about YouTube, right? I was on YouTube one day. Best website ever. It's still bankruptcy because you guys monetize it fucked up. I'm basically in Queens. You can find me, give me $10,000 and get a real job. I got to get a suit. I got to get my family situation. I got to get medical records for my kids and make sure everyone's fine. And then get a lot of this evil vagrancy around. I've seen women mnemonically talk themselves into uselessness. Right? Right? It's disgusting. Y'all damage software companies and fake your fucking lies. Stop it. Right? Get a fucking $100 million and come to Queens and see what the best director from Warner Brothers looks like. And I'll show you, right? You can't buy luxury without us. The finest material arts. The finest material arts. Excellence in science. Dictation. Right? Research, study, refinement. You can't see the gems in my mind. I craft those carefully, right? And I gotta do it every day for the world made and unmade, right? Look at this. Remember Adidas, right? They're not paying. They're not paying, okay? They're not paying. Not paying, okay? It's a scam, okay? Adidas came by in '93. They gave me some nice beige and gray sneakers. They had the 3/ logo. Never came by with money again. Y'all basically try to kill me, okay? So don't talk about the emotional solvency of kids. You're right, kids. Don't go to school. 1 + 1 does not equal 2, all right? You pay for things, they don't get meted out. That's why structurally everything is fucked. So they'll just do a batch warehouse. One warehouse owns every store in a certain neighborhood. We make sure everything is sent. You pay them, you pay us. They divvy up the money. Everything's a scam. That's why they don't even let people rent stores now. They'll shoot you in the head for getting a store rented. That's pretty sad. That's what I'm saying. So now there's redundant scams. There's multi-layer scams. You guys at T-Mobile, we're with you all the time. It's sad, guys. I should be able to walk in the store and get the phones I designed for free. That's why Razer Phone 2 fucks you up. Go to Razer.com. R-A-Z-E-R.com. I was a Razer since 1998. Really before then. But, you know. Because remember, all those old video game companies, who really holds it down for those firms, man? I hate to say it. Men in Japan said that it's constant high levels of violence. I feel bad for the Yakuza. I think they were really just doing like casino software and shit like that. I mean, they're just young adults that really had to do art because you criminalize them out of structural industry. And you'll do that to me. You claim I was impure. Remember, women were coming around slagging my fucking dick when I was 14. And then y'all got addicted to selling pornos. I think y'all went to Asia and sold those. Made a lot of money and look real stupid. They'll pay you to be selfish and pathetic. Right? But you're not really holding down cash on mine. So I'm saying don't abuse money. I never had $10,000 real cash or in a debit account. So every bank in New York is bankrupt. We don't want to see y'all again. Don't even work in the city, right? It's disgusting. Because now the education system is a scam, right? Right? I'm not even going to call out universities that gave diplomas to the people around me that are structurally abusing. Because we don't need y'all, right? We don't need y'all. I can't even work on most advanced programs. I've seen a lot of you fucking vegans come around, shoot me in the fucking face, and then drug me and show up as lawyers, doctors, or nurses in communities and claim that you have my fucking back. Nigga, that'll be the last fucking time I see you. I swear to God. Y'all the niggas. We the niggas. Y'all hear that? That's what it is. Alright? Let me get back to focus. So I was on YouTube, right? You know what I like to do. I browse that website. I kind of keep it down, hold it down. And Ferrari made a car that year. Okay? 812 Superfast. Okay, this is 2017, 2018. So, you know, the 812 Superfast that year wasn't that good. In fact, it hasn't been that good, you know. It's a little bit kind of behind. You'll know this term Superfast is around the 1970s. Oh, you're keeping track of patents now. You see, when a name is instantiated in court and there's a witness, it is a legal protocol, right? We don't break those things. Did things fall out? Did you guys turn to too much violence or cruelty? Did you ever pay for shit? Right? Did you pay for child Manchurians? Notice how it's easier to have a birthday February 28th, right? They'll go to court. This is not my real birthday. I think my real birthday is July 5th. My family was fucking mine. There was a lot of violence around me as a kid. My real birthday, I think, is July 5th, 1984. But I think they put February 28th. I gotta stick with that. That's a lie y'all told me every year. Every time my birthday came, oh, it's your birthday again, February 28th. Ah. Even on the leap year, ooh, ooh. So now everything is a lie, right? Our birth certificate's real. Look, you don't tell kids they live in a fake universe so you can sell them fake shit. Right? Because all y'all were sick. I hate to say it, too many New Yorkers are overweight. You know, you guys don't have metabolic legitimacy. You're not really paying attention to your medical needs. They're basically telling you we force you to take pills because if you use herbalism, we're gonna kick your ass out of a job. That's fucked up, y'all. So these doctors are looking at prison time for real. Because of mitosis and meiosis, I want to talk about that maybe later after I talk about this last thing. Because you notice how I stopped talking about YouTube 3 times. I'm gonna go back though. Because it's too good what I'm gonna tell you, but it's too evil. Because what y'all do is disgusting and pathetic. Those of you that know me, you need to access this video and watch it, right? And finish it too. And you've seen me before. I told you my real name. Malik Francois, Malik Rousseau Francois, right? I'm going to get a little glyph of that at the end because I'm not selling short to y'all. You know what I am. You don't need my egos to advance. You don't need to mine your spite either, right? Because that's not real work. The positive investment strategies, y'all would have done better, right? Just take your time, get back to the realm of the real. You're not going to make money that first day, right? Notice how Bitcoin, when you do big Bitcoin transfers, it makes you wait about 4 days. There's a health and nutrition reason for that. If you guys are at the last ditch reserve of your life, you don't need to be extorting Bitcoin for money to get either drugs or things that'll hurt you. You just go to a medical clinic and get help right away. Get yourself stabilized and make sure you don't waste Bitcoin because it should be going up in value. It fluctuates. You guys like to, you know, mess with it. It's fine. You could talk shit in Bitcoin all the time. The value always has to be in front of your face. That's the fairness of it. You know what I'm saying? It changes by the hour, you know. But you know, that's different, right? So we don't sell fake. That's the first point. That's why value is so good. A little bit of decentralization and anonymity is also good. Excuse me, anonymity is also good. You need to know that prices are paid correctly. You don't need to ruin each other's families or each other's lives to be rich. But you know that you earned something, you made ducats, right? Keep it moving. You don't have to sabotage things. If you see me tell the truth, right? Y'all in such deep redundancy and level fraud now. Not enough people commit their intelligence to progression, right? You guys commit your power and your selfishness to pride. If I can make money, if I keep others broke, if I can hold down a couple ducks. That's why it's hard to really hold down money anymore. Businesses are okay, the bad ones don't do so well, right? That's why I'm saying corporate fucked you up. You know, that's kind of international fraud. A lot of people inherit money, and people have checks, they make ducats, but what are those corporations doing, right? If the best UI designers at Windows and Microsoft didn't get paid since the 90s, y'all going to jail. It's 2020, son. You know? You're not accepting 25, 27 years of commercial fraud over software. Come on. You know, I have my own family tell me, oh, I'm going to engage piracy. That'll be the last time we fuck with you, right? That's why they told me, hold down Microsoft. If people are making jokes about extorting you for money, you're going to have to hold it down, but patiently unravel this shit. Because there's an easy solution. I talked about this. Free, decent, and great. You guys should get free software, no problem. Go to the Microsoft store. There's plenty of dozens of softwares that are free, okay? There's a couple that cost a little, $20 up to even $80. There's some that cost more, right? Then there's excellent software package. It costs a lot. Alias Smile is a bad bankruptcy. I was running that company with my biotech and a couple of developers from AMD and Google. Not even Google, but kind of AMD. You guys extorted me for mad money. That software makes money hand over fist. It'll generate and help you enrich your career considerably if you have a real plan of what you're doing with design, right? If you don't know, that's fine, but it's like, you know, you can't isolate people in the brackets of how much money they make so they can't pay for real software legitimate, right? That's a scam, right? That's why we're kind of redoing some of the software now. Some things need to be free. Some things need to be decent and good. You could pay money and get good value. You should be making money off good products. You should be definitely multiplying the value of any $40 or $80 software. I'll tell you how, with print on demand and just custom title shit. Make sure you always have a niche for things you sell. Make sure you have a custom emotions about certain things. Don't just do what everyone else is doing. You're not a 99-cent store making money on the internet. There's too many. They have something distinct, right? And there are people that make things and they want to specialize them for you or with you, right? Maybe you have to have money ready. That's why I think on demand is better. It just requires more work. If everyone's getting custom made shit every day, then there's got to be people sitting around making a lot of distinct custom pieces over and over. That's what I'm saying. So don't even feel bad about that. Be ready to tell the truth about why things make sense, all right? So try to have distinct products and make sure things are distinct and they're made well. And they should all solve certain problems. But I have a lot of ideas for stuff because there's a lot of custom niche communities in New York that we just made with our local culture of hip-hop right here in the city. You know, we have a lot of things we do just off the cultural strength that we see each other and we like hanging out with each other as a crew and a collective, and we talk about things we like to make. So monetize the emotions where you live. That's the thing. I know you guys like really want swag and culture. Don't get stuck in communities where people make things boring or tame on purpose. That's why I'm saying egress is a good term for you. Get out of this area and travel for a while. That's why I don't like the hotel culture. They force you to bring thousands of dollars to the community. Some kids have to get out of a small town for domestic violence reasons. Or extortion, right? You can't keep people broke in New York and stupid for your fucking selfishness. Y'all need to grow the fuck up, okay? United Airways, JetBlue, and Delta are a scam. I think even Boeing now switched to robotics and AI. That's bad. Because I'm not getting paid. All right? So we got to count money. Let me get to the point, okay? I'm going to go back to YouTube. So I was on YouTube, and this kid was reviewing a super fast 812 Ferrari, right? Hate to say it, it was gray that year. It's a fucking nice car, man. 800 horsepower, front engine, rear wheel drive. You know what? I'm sure it destroys most roads. That car was ugly as hell. Oh my God, it looked so bad. So there was a violent occurrence on the internet. A guy came and shot me because of a video review I wrote. I didn't like the fact that you guys sometimes drum a pipe on the net, but it doesn't end well. It turns into violence and spite, right? I hate to say, guys, a lot of the bankruptcy and emotional distortion you guys had is because you guys were not really reporting each other well. Some of the older antecedents of things like firmware, I'm just an older software developer. I gotta stay employed, keeping things in the real. I'm not gonna hurt you guys though. I don't wake up stealing porn and your nudie pics and hacking your emails, no. Real adults do investigations. Those are proper police. I can't do that. I can't even make experimental art and work for the government, right? Because sometimes there's conflicts of that. Right, but now there's a problem. You need experimental design for companies like Boeing and Rolls-Royce, because Rolls-Royce they end up stuck. In fact, you know, a lot of these high-end automotive firms, they're engineering firms, okay? If the government says we need you to fix the structural problems, they gotta do it. If they gotta book me on a fucking cooperative development lab using my biotech or nanotech, you know, that's just kind of what's weird. They're kind of claiming now that because of government secrecy, they have to force people to do that. I'm not in a position where I have to resign to the president. The president doesn't even meet the most basic, you know, nutrition and educational validators for his job. They're trying to put people in office that are deliberately sick and deranged and out of control, and they're not even doing accounting right. That's why I'm glad Bernie got out of the race. Ford owed me a lot of money, and they didn't justify that. So how are you guys doing donuts in a fucking parking lot about the Democratic Party? Fucking Ford did not fucking pay you, son. There's a big deal between Saleen, Shelby, and GT500. We're supposed to make sure Americans can buy those cars and do well. Now they're saying those cars are too good and I gotta get shot? Did y'all do real work? Are y'all paying for things? You guys have weekends. What do you do for fun? Stop it. Okay, give me a second. I gotta do something real quick. So look, okay? I was checking this car on YouTube. There was violence about it. Some guy came around and shot me because I was talking on a video about a car that technically I was supposed to have gotten paid for. Ferrari kind of became insecure that year. They didn't like the fact that women became abusive at Ferrari. They'd shoot me over a baby and some money, but not make sure I get paid for a fucking dealership that they extorted. You see? That's why it's fucked up, right? We gotta count money and make sure things get better in America. Things like experimental art and design are not that big a deal. You guys already got bored with shit that you stole in the 90s. You wanna know why? Because you were using child slavery and Manchurian detective work. You were forcing kids into abusive relationships with families into domestic situations that were fake, with fake fucking credits, fake social work, fake profiles, and not paying for the most basic stipulations in corporations. People gotta get checks and hold it solid, all right? Now you guys are in a weird distorted reality where it became so much about torture and abuse that you basically were using violence to summon tennies and ghosts from kids, right? You know that kids in Haiti sometimes have voodoo attributes, right? The same way a computer program can introduce itself and work collaboratively with biotech, a ghost can basically possess my fucking spirit, you know, and walk out of my body, right? That may seem strange, but that's what Scientology was trying to tell you, right? People with biotech just demonstrate those attributes, okay? Anyway, let me go back to it. So there was violence over this video on YouTube. Some guy was gradually talking to me in the comments section. He said some guy had to leap over the internet and shoot me. He actually came around in my neighborhood and shot my ass. I thought that was fucked up. So y'all fucking played yourself, right? So anyway, the point is Ferrari is trying to tell you, like, yo, this is kind of your design platform. It was this and F12 Berlinetta, and that you guys kind of hold it down for F anytime there's a job at that syndicated series. What ends up happening is I ended up working at a lot of different auto firms because they always want a custom design crew that does metal work to design a coupe. You guys are addicted to automotive design. You're addicted to racing. You're addicted to any high epithets in the finer material arts. You think that anything beautiful and structurally advanced is exciting and amazing to watch. Okay, give me a second. I'll be back. It's 27 minutes in this video. I'll be back. I'm going to talk about the Superfast a little more, right? The Ferrari 812 Superfast, right? Go search that on Google. There's YouTube videos of it too. You'll check it out. It's nice. And the black one is good, all right? Give me a second. So the point I'm making is that don't let people sell you fake, okay? Industry doesn't go anywhere because everybody at every age has to have its every age group, really. That's why you guys yap about millennials too much. You ain't doing your work, right? Stop it. You got to come correct with a fistful of cash. When you guys do that, you bring guns, and you making sure that a black man gets shot. Your racism is fucking pathetic, right? Right? In the 90s, we shot the fucking fair one. You put your guns and knives aside, you could scrap in the park with your bare fists, and you could tell it like it happened. All right? That's the culture they all fucked up. We kept it real. We don't need to go to wars, dumping fucking missiles in the ocean or fucking shooting missiles in the countryside. You're ridiculous. In fact, the Army even said, if you ain't got a conscience, don't even come around because we're supposed to use heavy industry to solve problems. You're basically turning the military into this disgusting platform from your guilt and abuse. You just dump disease and hatred and vagrancy everywhere. It's disgusting. It's not right. All right? These families you don't even get to address directly. Right? I couldn't even go near the military because you guys fake shootings. You fake shootings, right? So that's the thing. Dodge is a bad bankruptcy. STR is a bad one. Hypersport Lycan, you guys basically made a whole movie about it. I hate to say it, but you guys are sacrificing each other. I never got paid for any of the Fast and Furious movies. You're not even supposed to be brandishing cars like that. Toyota's a bad bankruptcy. They tried to get me in a Toyota age 5 in Haiti. Those documents got lost. I was supposed to come to America with like just the basic sort of signet of the fact that I'm supposed to have, you know, work there. I don't even like inheriting money from car companies. I feel like you guys make metal companies. Some people only count checks, right? I'm surplus for power. By the time you guys count checks from shit that you stole in the 90s, I'm already looking to make new cars. I'm bored with the shit I made already. In fact, design has to change every year. That's what's different about artists. We challenge ourselves every year to be better than the last. Listen to Dungeon Family. Watch out for the hook, right? Cool Breeze and Freddie Calhoun and Andre. Watch out for the hook. That's Big Boy and Outkast, right? We work with Outkast all the time. They claim COVID was too good. Atlanta had to have a group. I think a couple of my relatives lived in Georgia. They were in and out, but it's like we had a lot of family problems. And they went from being cool to really kind of being abusive. Because I think what happens when you start making money, Sometimes you want like affection and prowess. I spend 8 days alone. I'm basically like an ascetic monk that's a secular Buddhist from the ogre clan. I don't really have to talk to people much, but I have to learn constantly, and I have to meditate, and I have to be learned, okay? I'm not trying to belch anger into your heads, but you guys didn't really do so well economically because selling fake is the answer here. But you know what it is with money? When you guys get addicted to it, you lie to have it all the time, right? You have gross spending habits and no emotional validation. You want to know what you want, and your reality is the stillness of your conscience. You want your mind to be emotionally centered right where you're at. You don't ever want to feel like you have to suffer abuse. All your racial narrative is disgusting, right? Get a real fucking job, kids, right? I'll tell you, it takes a 1.5 years of drafting every day with a good counsel to understand the basics. You have to learn every day. You got to take notes. You got to organize information in your mind. If you're walking around vagantly in this bipolar dream world of no real skills, you're never really going to do nothing. I've seen women shoot me because they thought things were too good or too bad. You know what? That's pathetic because you don't have any real grand outlook on life. I don't have to hurt you guys for you to enjoy your best life. In fact, I'm not even around most of the time. Right? I mean, I wish I could see more of you. I'm not even that hard to find, but you're emotionally sparse when I talk to you, but you gripe about how you don't really have enough validation emotionally. So I'm saying I'm going to help you grow up a little because I had to grow up a lot by my own. I spent many years of my life alone, which is kind of weird. You guys were trying to press me to win awards, and then you drug me and come around and abuse me real bad. And that's probably the reason why I feel like women and friends in my life feel like things get really fucking weird. And women try to basically rape me and abuse me because I moved to a new apartment. I think then it's about the fact that y'all fucking lost your shit. So I'm going to tell you what happened to y'all is that female law enforcement, you fucked up real bad. I don't want to hurt y'all, but when you guys come around and you're using a lot of tricks and drugs and abuse, that's not real work. All right? So sit your asses down. Even presidents, governors, and mayors get paid. You guys use multiple levels of a government to sabotage me. I chose not to die because y'all didn't have a real fucking story that mattered. You try to sell evolution as a prop, okay? They put a lot of bisexual, homosexual, sexually aggravated men into office because they want they want the controllers to use their sexual frustration to delegitimize Asian and black love. Whenever there's an Asian, Taino, Moorish woman, Kemetic woman from northern Egypt, they want her to suffer and to not do well in business. They want the people that are obedient to their cults, which are not real churches, they're large-scale bankrupt bank accounts about structural torture dating back for hundreds of years, and criminality on many tribes. They want those fake structures to preside. And they want the real demagogues to rule over you with lies, okay? It was always herbs, fruits, and grain. Gold will not save your ass. You cannot buy yourself back in legitimacy after you tortured. You gotta tell the truth and put things in perspective. And own up to your own illegitimacy, all right? So we're gonna speak truth to power, all right? I'm sick and tired of people selling disease to each other, okay? Because you guys got stuck in these loopholes of your own sickness, and instead of confessing that you're hurting and asking for healing, invoking that part of you that we're going to talk more about law of attraction as a part of generational healing in yourself, because we have karmic healing to do, we have personal healing, and we have domestic healing around us. And it seems like some of you guys are trapped in a loop of time travel where you abuse information from the future that you get from advanced science foundations. You make prophecies about it in your holy books, knowing they will come true. And you make large amounts of money as catashists of companies that are fake about symbols and intelligence that you guys dump large amounts of money into. Every time someone gets a check or cash, they go sometimes to these sort of conservative estuaries and they put fake money in the large bank accounts, and they use that money to tilt the sway of an entire market. Now you guys can't use money anymore. You tried to kill me, right, in a hospital over fake drugs. You basically made me sick and told me not to tell anyone until you were done looking at my ass and tried to kill me again. And then I basically said that y'all motherfuckers are the last, right? I don't have to hold down weapons for y'all. Y'all pathetic and disgusting, okay? So let me get back into perspective. I got shot over the A12 super fast, okay? Notice how this year, 2019 and 2020, it's back again. Because it's been properly booked, right? Ferrari contacted me, said, please send us your resume. My resume had like 2 lines on it. I didn't need to send y'all shit, all right? Y'all don't really do real work in New York. It ain't a resume city, okay? Ferrari said we got it back right away. So now the A12 Superfast is good. It's in the same F12 Berlin net cult. That's what I'm saying. I like that some of y'all on the internet were joking about me getting captured, because it's true. You know, they do kind of run around with these fake fucking Gestapo police. They came by many times. I've seen over 25 police in the last 6 months. They didn't do a damn fucking thing for me and my family. Y'all should have bought 100 grand and said we lied. We fell short, all right? That's what it was. They ain't no supers. Security's a scam. You don't stand at the door and lie to people when they walk in and out. You validate business. You got to tell the CEO of a bank that he's missing money or that his family's hurt if you're doing security. It ain't about don't sit there, don't touch that, don't watch the. No, we're not putting up wet floor signs. Stop it. Okay? It's bigger than this. We got to rebuild nations. We got to rebuild nations. All right? So You know, what it was is pharmaceuticals are bad bankruptcy, right? They basically paid y'all to lie to each other because the stock market could shrink by about 2/3 without fake banks or not even fake banks, fake companies. So we talk about blankins. Blankins. They're fake companies. They're not legitimizing value. They'll keep you sick, they'll keep you broke, they'll keep you limited. You can't travel, you can't walk, you can't fly, you can't breathe, you can't eat. They'll take out parts of your body and break you, right? We ain't falling for none of that. Everybody gotta live their richest and best life. Nobody gotta accept selfish for y'all. All right? That's pathetic. Listen to your child self. What does that part of you want? Right? Some of you can't remember your childhood because you bought into violence, guilt, and disease. We don't want y'all around people hurting them then. Okay? Let the young and the youth run and play free. Listen to the song The Last Emperor. The Last Emperor. I'll get the name of that. The Last Emperor, My Heart as a Child of the beautiful song. I'll get the title for that. Y'all ain't really doing work. So anyway, they talk super fast. We fix that with the quickness. Not even fix it. The cars are far. We got to be dope. They got to be the best. All right. I can't have y'all hurting my ego because it's been going on for 30 years now. I think I had like a little radiator piping job at Ferrari when I was a kid. That's the whole joke of Super Mario. Radiators move coolant, which is liquid water plus like a couple of like antifreeze shit like that, cooling particles for the engine to keep the engine cool. Right. So it's radiator piping. Right. FR cars, MR cars, they all have radiators at some point. You have to use radiators to cool engines. These are heat engines. There's better ways to cool now. There's different technology, but we're going to get into that, right? Maybe later. Actually, you'll got to pay for that shit. You'll got to earn respect in engineering. I had to teach myself, and I'm not even that good at it. I struggle, in fact. But I understand the basics. So, radiators, for all respective purposes, I had to deal with CNR and NASCAR. I got shot for that. CNR was a bad deal because you guys shoot yourself in and out of companies and you abuse a lot of money. That's why I left Georgia. You'll never pay for shit and you'll physically attack me over a dozen times. So that's pathetic. You could have counted cash to a man. We would have been building entire civilizations down there that were 4 times as valuable as the squalid ass economy in New York. New York shrank just 2/3. In fact, I'm telling you kids, don't go to school. Right, until the mayor, the governor, and the president go to jail, and I think Bill Gates got to take his ass to prison, and a couple of my family got to go to jail too. They rape cults and they monetary extortion platforms. We're not fucking with y'all, right? Get a real story. Back to this. 812 super fast. We fix it with the quickness. It's not even a question of fixing. I consistently do it. It's just that the internet got insecure. They wanted to break things down and rebuild them again. Let's make someone prove they do this. All right, fine. I don't care. I mean, you know. It's pathetic at this point. I was working at Sega GT 2001. That's a good game for, we had that for Dreamcast, PlayStation, and Xbox, I think. Perfectly cool. Go get that game. We worked on it. It's a nice game, actually. It kind of showcases a lot of the really cool cars that you commonly find, not just in racing, but even in people's garages. And then you hook them up. It's everything from Gran Turismo to Forza. It's not a problem. So software went really nasty. Adobe's supposed to pay me. You're not supposed to hurt my ego, right? Don't tell me that I have to get married to get a check. Stop it, okay? Ladies, you have awful communication skills in New York. You can call me on the phone, you can meet me in a park, anywhere. When things become about structural vagrancy, it's about the fact that I'm 36 now. You know, I made so much money that banks basically had to sabotage my portfolio and start stealing shit and basically breaking me out of house and home. So, because of that, we don't fuck with y'all, alright? Stop it. Grow up, okay? You can buy Street Fighter V Champion Edition on Steam Powered, and also PlayStation and Xbox. I mean, at this point, the console wars are bad. You know, I work at Microsoft. I'm inheriting a large part of my own company through larger companies. That's the way to look at it. So that's how Xbox is going to grow naturally in Microsoft. Microsoft is using everything from fake bankruptcies and slaveries to fake wars. So I'm going to put it in perspective. A lot of the large structural bank accounts were e-commerce and industrial accounts. Did everything from technology firms and metal firms that I bought into, worked with, and acquired, and even, you know, licensed myself to worked out as an independent director. Those companies are big now. And I had to make lots of ducats. However, when the government claims we hold your money, keep you sick, and put you in a fake bankruptcy court, that's not what it is. They basically merged my middle and last name together for over 25 years so that I wouldn't have a proper legal standing. I have a fake name in court, right? So you can't go to court with your fake self. You have to be your true self, and you have to speak your truth into power. That's why they sabotage your documents and fuck with shit. Those guys go to jail for that. I'm not fucking with y'all, all right? That's pathetic, right? That's the thing about this. You're not going to change our names and tell us we're obedient to you. We're not practicing that fucking feudal slavery shit. You're going to get real respect, right? If you're a real grandmaster, you teach everybody how to live. You analyze your principles and you organize reciprocal relationships between tribes. You don't have to promote destitution and disease to advance. In fact, you will not advance with that. You will not advance. You will get stuck. You can't even get to your best self in this life or the afterlife with disease and selfishness in the bowel in you, all right? That's not real, okay? So they talk super fast, we hooked it up fast. It's just the Ferrari was looking weird. Anyone claims they could take over Ferrari. It's a factory warehouse. People shoot their way in, they shoot their way out. I'm sorry guys, I don't want to encourage violence in your families. It's never about that. You guys should do better getting the distortion and limitation and disease out of your portfolios. It's not even really making sense now to have other people lie to you and those in your tribe about what intelligence and legitimacy is worth. It's not. I don't think people do well enough faking their resumes. It's not substantive, right? In fact, there's a lot of things I want to make. I have to make art bad sometimes because you haven't paid me for shit in decades. So you guys are stuck in an art embargo. You're too easily impressed, okay? To move into higher levels of masonry, you're going to have to clear your conscience. That's what masonry is about. It's about building structures, everything from museums and universities where there is value inside. You enter in as a person, you leave changed. You see? So you guys peddle fake shit everywhere. Buildings are falling out to y'all. Your own education systems are going to fall apart, right? Because you're not really coming correct year in and year out. So there's still money out there. You can go pay for classes. There's professors teaching, right? But whole economies have left you, right? Because the education system is not real. It's not 1 + 1 = 2. They're not counting our money. They don't count it when we come around. It's only cults that are looking for validators. If you're not going to suffer from my crushed cookies and my pride, I will not let you advance. That is deficit, friends. You got to have a real structure to your intelligence, okay? So the oldest deity you need to respect is Samsara. He's one of the most powerful deities in the Hindu Vedic scriptures, okay? You could choose anyone you want, but make sure the ones that you identify would give you knowledge. Samsara is a huge ogre. He's a powerful red dog. He holds the disc of the cosmos. And he laughs whimsically because he said everything within the known reality is a dance between lies and the realm of the real. You follow? So y'all ain't got real stories to tell, okay? You know, genetics are a temporary experience. You can't rule reality with DNA because we have to conceive and we have to gradually decline because some of us get sick and we ruin everything around us. That's the thing with DNA. It's a temporary ticket. It's like a rental. You get to experience reality. When you're done, you get to step off, okay? You advance when your knowledge is so radiant that people speak about you every generation throughout history and they keep connecting with your tribe rhythmically again. Cyclically in the looping formula of reincarnation and existence. So you may only have been energy in the cosmos. You may have to possess a body. You may be a child with no real I-key. You don't have a distinct definition of what you are. Maybe a ghost will enter you. Maybe technology will help you formulate a distinct impression of yourself. Maybe things are made better when you do your work and you tell the truth, right? So now energy accretes around you. That's really valuable. So there are spirits looking to imbibe and enter into bodies. But they need to find tribes where emotions are sound. When a woman and a man connect with each other energetically, sometimes that titillating is the cells in your body saying, I need to make a connection. So don't leave people behind that you want to connect with. Don't leave your career squalid to fake. You know, you can't buy my love. You can hold stacks of hundreds in your hand. You know, you'll spray me and shoot me and drug me as soon as you think you're in control. That's how it is, like the hyper post-apocalyptic, you know, overdose culture of women is. Y'all never really went the right trajectory in terms of your studies. You didn't honor the sutras. We tried to give you Wu-Tang and tell you to watch those movies, those Shaw Brothers movies, right? Many men went into the hills in disease and vagrancy and they came out transformed because they left their guilt and disease behind and said, I want to do better, right? You guys go into, you descend into the dungeons of the night and you die there with your disease and your selfishness because you never bring back your true self, your real love. You sell out to extortion and drugs, you ain't got a real story. So don't let people bring cocaine around and all that fucked up shit. Those are planned overdoses. Those are like bad, generic, fake shit mixed with other drugs. They put hype words around it and want y'all to think that shit is real. It ain't real. Y'all fucking faking shit, all right? Get a real job. Get real skills, all right? So tell the truth, okay? We're gonna build we're gonna build valid and empirically in the realm of the real. That's what I'm saying. Y'all descended to the knights with no real intelligent skills. They'll drug y'all and lure you around as a whim. I've seen sometimes women kind of take me around places, never have a real fucking story. You know, y'all drugging men the whole time. You give them drugs and you give yourself drugs, so you think that your self-esteem don't have to match much. Listen, ladies, don't make yourself so impressive. Don't ask so much. Just ask someone to sit with you for half an hour and not say anything. If you can't get out of your own mental illness and your own ego, you're not gonna have love. The best parts of life are lived in this even zone where lessons, knowledge, and learning happen in a safe space. You can discuss the most awful problems, the most complex solutions with beauty, brevity, and grace, and never need to abuse others and those around you. Once y'all bringing guns, drugs, and knives around, y'all fucked, okay? I won't see you more than once ever. And it ends with a felony of y'all never coming back, so stop it. Y'all paid, trained terrorists. You know who the fuck I am. You ain't paying for shit. It ain't nice, but let me just tell you, that's what you are, okay? So this level of structural abuse is such that about a third of some of the most powerful women in media and pop music, entertainment, I don't know what the fuck y'all call yourselves, y'all really vagrant emotionally, y'all were committed to bipolar disorder. But I noticed how when I developed mental illness, I knew right away it was a trap, because it's a medical problem. You should know when you're not feeling good. But I think they even have like rage-inducing drugs, because I see women get so mad, they attack people around them. How does that behavior make sense to you? Right? Right? At what point does that ever resolve things well? Right? What resolutions did you have that make sense? Right? What's making sense there in the continuity of your life? You're ending someone you love because you think it'll give you what back? Power, control? I mean, you're just committing when you use violence that you are powerless. You don't have power, right? You can speak yourself into healing. That's why most violence is really mental illness and drug overdose. You never really have a real story. Right? That's what it is, all right? You know, when you have a virtue in life that's so beautiful that you come back to it, you notice that it orients you in the righteous. That's why my family said, have a skill you have that's beautiful. My sister was actually an engineer society. She said, I kind of envy Malik's art career. But she went back and started doing art and comics too, you know, because she's like, it's fun. You know, she dominates her job. And she can work as many companies she wants. The catch was, I can't even give you her name. I can't even tell you about her anymore. I told her, just flee and get away, because you guys are bringing the violence towards me over things like Tinkerbell. You know, Warner Brothers had to back Disney, because Disney was like a violent cult with a lot of abuse. You guys didn't pay for things, and you kept coming around looking for favor. Now, a lot of Disney's movies got fucked up. There's just like not emotional validation to it. They train you guys to like the colors and sounds and all that, but there's no moral, there's no story. You ain't paying for nothing. You ain't paying for nothing. Right? You ain't paying for nothing. All right, stop. Okay? So what's going to happen is you're going to structurally teach yourself to cheat yourselves out of legitimate relationships. Professors are not going to back you. College is not going to back you. Okay? The ones that back you, they admit that they're already getting backed by people that are abusing money. They'll dump $1 billion into a fake college, into a fake curriculum. So you guys learn fake shit and never get real intelligence. Right? I actually went to college. They were basically suing me for a fake loan. Remember, I worked at Capcom since 1992. One of the first games my father told me, you got to protect this game. It was Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting, right? You know, the artwork changed that year. We were using nanotech and biotech. We worked together to make art so that even kids could prove that they can make comics. I thought that was cool. They kind of challenged me to dare myself to be the best, you know, and that's why nanotech's so impressive. The software, the development platforms are really, really good, you know, and I hate to say it, they're cheating you guys in this economy. I see you guys in the train sometimes, you're lost in your phones. The best operating system developers for phones, they're missing. Okay, you guys threw, what is it, Xcode at me as a bankruptcy, right? Apple doesn't pay me. Right? So, you know, you're going to delegitimize your shit. You guys got to take ownership for your own companies. I'll hold down Microsoft. I'll hold down Razer. Right? But I'm not going to sell fake. At this point, they're just logos. But you know what? If you don't honor something that was real, that was a connection that we made, then you'll step to the side. Bill Gates is a diddles, right? He's hurting Microsoft. He doesn't really promote innovation. He's not even really doing much. He's just PR. He just gets up there and yaps. You guys don't want black men on TV. All right? So you sell yourself your own narrative. When that fucking little whining ass little jar runs out, of bitching and complaining, you find another story, right? But when you need real progress, you come to somebody that holds it down for the realm of the real, right? But we're not holding down your guns, drugs, and knives for nothing, right? You're admitting you're out of control, and it ain't nothing. It's just a nursing degree and a biology degree. You learn to tell the truth, you learn to like, you learn to love. Okay, we're gonna cure disease and stop making excuses. We're gonna end pollution. There's ways to do it now, okay? So that's what it was. This whole video is about A12 super fast, right? All right. So next, I'm at 48 minutes. I'm gonna chill now. I had to balance a couple things. You ain't gotta sell fake for money. Real estate is fake. Don't tell me you calling me about a business you stole so that a broker could sell it back to me for money. Where the fuck is the titling there? All right. There's a whole fake medical community in Jamaica about the fact that you guys don't really pay for offices. You don't pay for titles. The mayor and the governor scam y'all. How is it the county clerk's office is supposed to keep records of titles and deeds? You guys basically destroyed that system because you didn't pay for real corporations. You don't back real work. It's a complex system now of corporate fraud that's so interwoven that a lot of the software you guys use and the platforms you've built and things you've made is all based on free extortion and fake shit. Okay? I can't have y'all not paying for companies and shipping product into New York and not honoring the most basic respect. It's toxic and structurally fraud. You can't back an economy with this. You don't account for my biotech and nanotech development. And before that, there were other doctors like me, other professors that you did this to. You know that we got to work with some tools that are subversive. You won't let us work in the lab. I had a brother of mine had a really dope computer he used to make games from Atari and then onward into the later companies. He said it gets really violent, right? So that's fucked up. I was barely 5 and y'all were coming around shooting me. So don't even try that shit, okay? Don't even try it. It ain't a real story. It It ain't a real story, right? You guys actually like value. You like healthy expressions. Dodge Viper was a nasty one. You made a whole show on Fox called Viper. You ended that show by trying to kill me, right? And my brother, right? So, you want to gangbang, you want to thug all the time, it's not a real job, okay? You can't even have nice things without people that do experimental art and design. Then you get addicted to it, and you think it's worth more than money. The global economy is probably 118 trillion. That's actually much more than that now. But you guys are breaking that system because you're faking it. Currency valuation is not done right. There's entire industries that are guaranteed bankruptcies because you know you spend money, but they know that those banks are abusing customers by promoting pollution and disease, and they're not really following through with their job and their environmental rating. Remember that term, okay? Environmental rating is about not just even where you are, but if the people in your community are sick and you're not doing well, you're not doing right by them. If you're promoting disease all over America, it's even worse. If you're inhibiting real progress so you can make money off of fucking fake, which is what pills and pharmaceutical bullshit is, they're keeping you sick for the wrong reasons. If celebrity and the street culture is leading you into the wrong drugs and disease, they're keeping you sick. Go back to the original dread, right? We had all this shit figured out. We know what the healthy remedials are. If you can't accept nature, you're not in the divine path of a structured, healthy relationship of what your body is to nature and this reality. Y'all will drive yourself into sickness and disease and push yourself right off the edge. That's what it is. They mine your intelligence, your celebrities, they push you off the edge and try to kill you. Right? They come around trying to do that shit. So fuck y'all, alright? Y'all gonna get real work. Okay? So look, this is the last of it. 812 super fast is fine. Ain't gotta be nice, okay? These videos are not for kids. 18 and up strictly, okay? You need to talk to adults now. Because, you know, even the people in your family are going to abuse you, okay? It's not about race and religion. I'm sorry, kids. It's never really what religion you are, okay? I studied every religion. I had to because my church was a cult. They're sexual extortionists. They were rapists. They shoot kids in Sunday school. They ain't giving a fuck about you. They shot me in the head over Blanca from Street Fighter. They said that character's too good. Don't let him make money off this and turn 18 or go to court. And now they're saying that we have to get settlements. Y'all pathetic. You shoot kids in libraries. Y'all are disgusting, okay? I don't want kids claiming that y'all are a real example of what education is. I had 2 of my family members claim they work in the Board of Ed, and y'all shot me? And I went broke from your fraud? Look at this. Look at this, okay? Another one. Not paid. Not paid. Actually, this is what, Nike? Not paid, right? Air Jordan, scam, okay? And y'all shoot me out of my own design companies. Okay, so don't claim that I gotta hold down bankruptcies for y'all and you create cults about shit you buy and you're not paying for them, right? So stop, okay? Hip-hop is corny, okay? You guys are too insecure to actually build economies. You wouldn't be able to go do this shit overseas, right? Because what happens is you can't make global companies this sparse and you can't not pay people. That's what it is. It's slavery, sexual extortion, all that shit. You want to end up on the dark side of the Bible, go ahead. Hell is your life on earth gone wrong. So y'all learn to accept that, okay? You're gonna see what it is, alright? Yeah, so, you know, got that medical grade, right? See how the government understands now? It's always about the correct molecule. Mitosis and meiosis, I'm gonna get that in. It's 53 minutes. I think I got like a couple more minutes. I'm not gonna bust your chops too much today, but sometimes I can't be too nice. Most times I can't. I'm 36. You don't need nice stories from kids trying to press you. You need adults that are saying that they fucking, you know, are in the juggernaut and they got to keep it rolling, right? So I hate to say, guys, don't even get mad about companies like Fox or MSNBC, Time Warner. They sometimes I end up inheriting a network because I work at a big record label and I have a big production company that's also scamming me because the stores ain't paying. Kids in New York say that industry shrinks if I leave. Because the people around them, the other sort of more older, bitter industrialists, they're going to attack this generation of kids. They're going to promote sparsity, disease. They're going to break structures around you, right? Who's doing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as a vagrancy? We just got to do that shit. Ain't nothing. I want you guys to have things you enjoy. And I think art is worth more than all your economics because, you know, you really can't buy much. That's why I talked about that global GDP. It's probably more because of Bitcoin now. You're putting money into Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going up. So I think Bitcoin's value is going up, but it's only the people that had Bitcoin that benefit. You see? That's what it is. So you guys get a currency, but you can kind of push people out because it's expensive now. But now we have the Satoshi, the SAT. So you can buy less, right? And you can spend less. The SAT is for faster transactions. Just check out Cash App. It explains it, right? Read Cash App, and anywhere where they're giving you information about crypto and currency, learn about that. YouTube should teach you a lot about money because the government for a while tried to force every American to only use dollars. That was like actually a catastrophic bankruptcy they had. They actually tried to shoot me in a story at a fucking beer garden. That was a fucking fake meeting. Y'all a bunch of pseudo thugs. We're gonna see y'all in the end times, okay? Because you can't corrupt yourself into disease and think you really did right. You don't have a beautiful vision of reality. You're not beautiful enough. Your minds are contaminated with your own pride and your own bile. You know what bile is? That's the pus from the acidic residue of your cells doing too much work, and then you gloating about alcohol abuse and drug abuse and pushing yourself into such sickness that you can't organize your mind to ever express a refined, carefully considered idea. That's what you want. You want that excellence, that things are made right, that you really thought about the future. Okay, so I've seen versions of reality you guys can't live in. Dollars are not supposed to go to waste for constant bankruptcy and fraud. Okay, you can't keep spending for waste over and over. You buy things that work correctly once and you keep building correct structures. That's how you raise the environmental rating and the value of the dollar. Amazing, but it's that simple. Bricks really are worth money. You stack what? Half a million bricks, however many, even 100,000 bricks, even 50,000 bricks. You make a small house. If that house lasts 100 years and you got 3 generations or 4 generations of kids to become productive Americans, whatever race or diaspora they are, within this legal system we have, this jurisdiction of the federal level, United States of America, you did right by that family. Because human expression is worth more than money. You can't live, then you don't need dollars. You actually have to experience life and then go out and grasp your dollars and go spend them. Okay? If you buying fake and you selling fake and fraud and disease, you're just selling your own hurt and guilt into the community. So we don't want y'all, alright? Step to the side. You didn't love enough and you didn't explore your own intelligence. You did not complete the sutras. You were not beautiful enough to rule others with your spite. So that was your own disease and selfishness you sold. So purge that. Right? Heal from within and then expand outwards. That's what I'm saying. I've said this before on my social media. Okay? I'm going to say it one time beautifully. Once your urn overflows, then you fill the jug of others. Then you fill the urn of others. I'm glad that that expression is told. Some of my peers on YouTube, they do a lot of very good spiritual videos. They're really chill, but they do right because, you know, a couple of good metaphors will help you guys. It's about rhythmic healing, first within yourself and then everywhere in society. It's the ripple effect. That drop falls, it starts in the center, and everything has to purify. You see? So my closing sentiment, I'm going to stretch and I'm going to tell you what it is. And I'm going to boof a little because I should have smoked a little more weed. I would have been more chill. But remember, go to the store. There's a nice pharmacy. I'm not going to tell you which one. I'm name dropping too much. Go to medterracbd.com. Go to Google. Search for medterra CBD. MED space TERRA space CBD. Okay? Go to that website. Buy the CBD isolate. I think your teens now need CBD isolate because you guys all have information problems. You have behavioral and regulatory problems. That's why they claim hyperactive. I'm ADHD. You guys can't. It's hard to sit down and concentrate. The reason why you move your leg is because it helps soothe your nerves. You may have anxiety. You have too much stimulation. Your nerves fire off too much. Some of your depression, you can't get your energy right. So that's a metabolic failure. There are different types of energetic failures. I've seen mothers poison their own kids to stop them from leaving the church. That's disgusting. When they control where you live, they can still kind of control their cults. That's why these women are vagrant. It's disgusting how pitiful the Vatican is. That's why you have to know that it's like basically an illicit cult. And they made the whole Illuminati shit because, you know, the illuminated ones, we lead you out of darkness. Right? We're the old crows of the internet. That's what I'm saying. GoDaddy owes me money, and they don't want to pay me. I think they shot me for that. So y'all get a real fucking story, right? Y'all get a real fucking story. Because y'all selling fake, the companies in development you have. Right? And then you extort each other. You sell things as fake props. You just dump companies on each other, but you don't come correct with money. And you force me to manage things with biotech and go broke. Right? So that's why I shut those companies off. That's why you notice sometimes companies get punished or they have to start things over. Right? That's what I'm saying. You guys should just commit to real education. You can do just fine. I see people with pen and paper making money. Why do you need all this complex tech? You want to know why? Because you guys abuse us and you abuse each other. And you fake your careers. That's why you got to stop that toxic shit. You're going to notice things get better for everybody when we commit to real skills. That's what it is. You'll see why that matters. Okay? So go to Google. Search for Ferrari A12 super fast. Watch videos, look at pictures, whatever. Actually, go to YouTube. YouTube has it. Check out a couple of your videos, okay? I'm teaching you that value matters. You got to build things for the righteous. You got to know why you do things. Right? When I was in college, they shot me because they said we don't want black men being too intelligent. I'm going to tell you another thing, right? 2 things I want to tell you. The corporate culture is a scam. What they do is they'll take you out of bed, they'll get you dressed, okay? They'll maybe bring you on a train or bus, they'll walk you around a little bit, they'll drug you the whole time. Then they'll bring you to corporate, which is any corporate office. They'll clap for you, they'll give you a hand clap, which is a scam. They drug you the whole time. They're taking videos, they're taking footage of retirement parties, it's all fake. They drug you, and you're walking around with no memory of what's going on. Oh, you're doing so good. We're so proud of you. You made so much money. You're so celebrated. Mind you, they're recording this shit. They got you on camera. Mind you, I've been to these things. It's all fake. They're ceremonial fucking sacrifices, right? Everybody leaves. There's food, there's drink, and you don't remember shit. They're drugging you consistently. Every half an hour, someone sprays you with a little nerve toxin on your brain, on their brain. Now what they do, then they fucking rape you savagely. When they done, they shoot your ass. Right? We never fuck with y'all. That's what it is. So y'all a bunch of pathetic corporate vagrants. Right? You ain't counting my fucking money. You're gonna learn some respect. Hear that? Alright? That's the type of scam they pull. So y'all buildings went into vacancy. We don't even want to hear about corporate real estate. Y'all pathetic. Disgusting. You steal $500 billion companies, you never say a damn thing. So get your fucking story straight. Alright? That's what I'm saying, kids. Don't go back to school. They didn't pay for Nintendo. Right? We'll do it for you because we want you guys to enjoy life. You guys are the next generation. You ain't have to suffer. These adults now, they've been talking shit for decades. They're going to look real fucking stupid. They put in entire national bankruptcies on fraud. Right? We're going to see about you. Get a real fucking job. You promote toxicity at every level. It's bile and disease in your own body and your own communities. You ain't selling real. You selling fake to everyone around you. You ain't going to make it with that. So stop. Alright? So it's an hour. I'm going to close it up. I got 3 minutes. Listen, I'm done. 812 super fast. Go to Google, YouTube. Check it out. Learn it right. Okay, this video is for adults. 18 plus. That's it. Alright? Don't act foolish. You guys got to learn. Stop looking... stop selling short. You know, don't even go to... tell your peers, anyone under your... anyone not high school age or high school graduates, not to go to school until they count real money. Alright, you guys can wear all the logos and t-shirts you want and ain't shit. You guys spent money on that shit, you should have brought that money to me direct. Alright? So stop. If you're not paying for shit, you're gonna watch yourself suffer disease. So go to MedTerra, get that CBD isolate. Go to my Facebook page. My username is Malik NYC. MALIK NYC. Right? You can do caps if NYC if you want. That's the same one. That's the username. So you go to facebook.com/MalikNYC. You'll get that right. You go to the Quattro glyph. Scroll down and go to View Featured. Alright? Click on it. I have 4 supplements there. If you have $80, $100, whatever, buy all of them. There's different prices. Make sure you get the correct ones. Right? Make sure you get the correct ones. Don't accept fake. You're going to notice how the government gets real cheap with you guys. Once solutions are too easy to sell, things start to get too good, they're going to start breaking things on purpose, okay? That's not even the government. That's just people that promote vagrancy because they fell short. You guys don't do real work in real estate or legal work. One guy told me he was a lawyer yesterday. You tell me PlayStation's missing $300 million. I asked him for $1. He gave me $1. This guy had stacks of 20s. That's why he's not a lawyer. He doesn't count money. He's counting his selfishness and his pride. So he steps to the side, okay? I didn't know he was a lawyer until he told me right at the end. I asked for $1. I asked for pyramid notes whenever I get them. I stack a couple pyramid notes. I fix my body and my disease. I cancel all this bullshit. All right? It's going to be August soon, so y'all going to get real fucking work. I'm serious. So, because we got to fix a couple things everywhere all over the world. The Northeast, you guys can't even gripe about paying for energy costs if you guys are not doing real work. So stop it. I'm serious. Right? These homeless shelters are fake. If you don't own the building you in, they can shake you down. That's what it is. That's why title deed is everything. Right? They choose who runs in there and who kills you or shoots you. You could be shot for trespassing in a property you don't own. That's how sad renting is. Don't listen to these landlords talking shit about nothing. A title deed ain't gonna save you. Right? Because you should be looking out for other people's real estate interests. See why you're hypocrites? Don't let people walk in your building and lie to them about their monetary interests so you can make money off rent. That's that vampiric and selfishness. A hotel can do that. That's fine. They're transient. People that live with you for a year, you should be checking their credit and make sure they do better monetarily. If they're not from this country, that's okay. But if they're from America, then you cheated them. Right? Real estate got to grow everywhere. Y'all have vampiric cults in New York. Right? I'm basically running fucking PlayStation and Xbox off a fucking truck. And I ain't got an office right here in Queens. Y'all pathetic. So stop. Alright? Now you're going to notice a lot of technology gets banned in New York City. Because it got to get exported. Because you guys sell yourself to limitation and disease. So saying that hurt box, but you're criminalizing yourselves. You can't count that money. Right? And you can't exploit international markets either. There's too much talent here. People have to grow. The whole world has energetic demands. In fact, you'll notice technology is better than other markets than America. That's what happened. Google kind of started in France already and kind of migrated to the United States. That's why one of these vampiric fucking losers came and shot me in Pennsylvania. He thought he could basically kill me and take over Gmail. That's pathetic. These losers fake bipolar. When I got sick, I asked for help. They use a fake scam to put themselves into prison and vagrancy. Y'all not doing real corporate work. You don't send the biggest, most vampiric losers. We don't need your druggings and your rapings and your mnemonics to fake economics. I never got paid. So y'all sit your asses in jail. We're going to put you under the jail. On other planets. So lastly, this is it. 1 hour, 4 minutes, I'm done. We could take clean energy now. You take a blimp that could take electric charging to lift itself. You don't need rockets. You take that blimp, you move it across the country. You deliver fresh herbs, fruits and grain, strictly vegan. You just use clean energy and metalwork and organic agriculture to feed somebody, okay? You can do that with solar power and good development and construction. Now we don't need waste in the economy. You don't need planes that are crashing and rockets exploding and trucks burning gas, right? And fake products that promote disease. You're redundantly selling waste and fraud, okay? Go straight to what nature provides, use it with the most efficiency and lean solutions, okay? So I'm gonna say this again, clean energy, solar power, wind, any type of magnetic levitation, even hydropower, right? If you want. Charge batteries. You get a blimp that's charged, helium or whatever. You take a vacuum, you lift that blimp, an electric powered blimp. You put herbs, fruits and grain, organic agriculture, you deliver that over a distance, 100 miles, 200 miles, however far you can go, right? You just completed that loop. What did you just do? You fed somebody using clean energy and good engineering. No money down. You keep that system refined, you will have to pay for the engineering and the metal work, right? However, the clean energy is free unless you build that grid already or you make it. The food, you just pay those farmers and the people to package, that's it. Much cheaper than all this waste, all right? So, using now clean energy and sustainable development to feed people for free. This system should continue indefinitely. That's the lesson today, okay? Stop selling fake and disease. Bipolar is a scam. You use it to get yourself in court and go to the wrong prisons and you break yourself out. You cannot shoot me and change your name or fake shit. We gotta find those people. Y'all faked it. Never have more than 10,000 debit or cash. The banking system in New York is a scam. Corporate is a scam. Okay, you drug us, you plan these fake ceremonies, you rape us and you try to kill us. Y'all fucking slags are last. You better learn yourselves real right and real righteous. Right? We're not playing fraud for y'all. That's the lesson here. Right? Finest material arts. The best research. The finest valuations of life. We want to get to the best versions of love. If you don't even know what art, health, you know, if you can't live in a temple and actually see what love is, step out. Don't even go there, okay? Walk around, sweep the grounds, ask what else can be done, and keep coming by every day until things get better for you. They should give you knowledge. If they're not helping you advance for free, they're frauds. If they're paying to kill you and your family, they're frauds. All right? That's what it is. All right? Like I said, this video today is about fake corporate work. We cancel that shit. Y'all paying us for our biotech development platforms. You can see Deadpool 2, you know what it is. You see the A12 super fast, you know what it is. Right? Banking in New York is done. Real estate is done. Y'all didn't do real work. We got to keep real records. We got to hold it down. When the Gestapo cops come around and they try to kill me, I need to know that I held that building down. If I survive, I got to get them niggas. And anybody else gang banging. You understand? You ain't the ones. You can't hold down your own block, your own family. Stop it. Okay? Stop. For real. Right? You're all sick with bile and disease. That's what it is. It's pus from drug overdoses, malnutrition, and the wrong attitudes on life. Stop pseudo gang banging. Alright? We build things for you, you break them. That's why you're struggling. So fix your communities and your own disease and see things get better. I didn't want to rip you this hard, but it's just pathetic. Alright? It's basically my 4th, 5th month so almost now on the streets. I'm doing just fine. I have a system. And we have the nutrition now. Y'all basically created embargo against cannabinoids and CBD. That's disgusting. We're going to destroy that old economy. That's why the NASDAQ and the stock market's falling out fast. If you guys are sick and you selling selfishness and you didn't pay for real work, then y'all got canceled. Okay? So that's it, friends. I'm done. Alright? That's enough for now. I'll come back again. So once again, United States of America, Queens County, New York State. It's 7/29, July 29, 2020, 5:16 p.m. Okay? My name is Malik, Rousseau, Francois. Right? We did it. We held it down for Sublime Power. And we're going to do it again. Let's proceed. Let's make things better. We're going to handle this quarantine COVID shit. Y'all having legitimizer problems. You ain't paying for shit. Right? Come correct with real ducats. We're not selling fake or selfish. I got to hold it solid for my family. Right? If foreign military come to New York, we got to contaminate the ass. Cops are not accepting fake bribes and fucking fake shit to keep us broke. Y'all fucked up. Alright? The rest of America, y'all need to do right. Don't let community squalor for disease and indolence. They always trying to look at their phones when they get nervous. Who's making the operating system for that phone? You ain't paying for me and you giving me a pyramid note. That's fine. I'll take that pyramid note. Right? But I got to hold it down because this economy is bankrupt. I got to count money and we got to delegate it right. Construction, engineering, infrastructure, clean energy, all that. Right? We know what it is. Sustainable development in homes, organic agriculture, and better medicine, herbalism, right? And no fake companies. That's it. Broam Duckets.